let's dive into how you can really support your immune system, especially during these times when it's of the utmost importance to keep your immune system in tip-top shape and protect yourself. So the first tip is really you have to stay hydrated. Staying hydrated is really the key to supporting your immune system. You know, your body is made out of 70% of water. So it's vital to keep that going and keep the body hydrated as well, because like we talked about the detoxification circuit, you know, water helps to flush and eliminate these toxic metabolites from your body. Dr. Carey and Dr. Lam, thank you for the good example of staying hydrated.
You
And
know,
so
a lot of these pathogens, the viral pathogens, they are proteins. They get denatured very fast. So, you know, you see me walking around with water bottle all the time. That's not only good for adrenals, not only good for immune, but also good to kill, not kill, but I mean support healthy immune. And the reason is because a lot of these proteins, they get denatured under heat. So warm water and warm to hot water is tolerable, but not burn yourself is always preferred, okay? So
it also helps in the production of lymphatic fluid. Lymph is a vital part in your immune system in helping your body be in homeostasis, be balanced. And lymph is actually where a lot of your immune cells are also held. So you want to keep that flowing and keep that going.
Yeah, and you know, if you're the type of person who kind of maybe thinks water is boring, you can try adding some of these ingredients to support the immune system into your water, such as lemon, cucumber, rosemary, or orange. Those things can help the taste and can also boost your immune system at the same time.
Yeah, if you have adrenal fatigue, you have to be a little bit more careful because excessive vitamins, especially vitamin C, can be beneficial for some, but also can also crash some of people. So talk to your coach and make sure you're okay, all right? And then she'll guide you on the exact procedure on how to do this.
Very good. And so we got to keep drinking water. And then so let's talk about sunshine next. Dr. Lam, why don't you kind of tell us how sunshine helps our immune system?
Well, sunshine, in addition to being a great source of vitamin D, it is also easy to do. It's free. And you just go 15 minutes, you know, enough every day is enough to get you the vitamin D that you need. If you are in an area that sunshine is hard to come by, then you may have to take vitamin D supplementation, okay? If you are, now, because of adrenal fatigue, many people are temperature sensitive. They don't do well with heat. And then just a few minutes of exposure, especially direct sunlight exposure, can crash the system, in which case you can go to be under the shade. Sometimes you can also bring an umbrella. Don't be embarrassed, okay? It is what it is. So it's very, very important to have the sunshine. The early morning is actually quite good. You see, I found before 10 a.m. and that will give you the freshness of the air as well to help, okay?
Right. And even in the shade, you can get UV rays if you're outside. But know that if you wear sunblock, that's going to block the vitamin D production on your body. So if you wanted to go outside to actually create vitamin D production from the sunshine, then you should not wear the sunblock. But don't go out in direct sunlight, like you said. Early mornings are probably the best. And vitamin D is very important for the immune system because it helps regulate inflammatory compounds in your body and to help support the immune system. But we'll definitely go into that a little later. So the third thing that we want to talk about is getting adequate sleep. Dr. Lam, do you sleep?
Well, sleep regulates the cytokine production in the body, which in turn help the regulation of the immune system and the inflammation. So taking naps is okay. Now, sleep is very interesting because if you have enough sleep, you simply cannot say, I want to force my body to go to sleep. It's not going to happen. It is a natural phenomenon. If you have enough sleep, you will wake up. You have no option. At the same time, if you don't have enough sleep, your body will force you to go to sleep, so you may feel slumpy in the afternoon. So the lesson to learn is not to have a clock and say, I have to go to sleep at a certain time, although, you know, we know that if you go to sleep earlier, let's say before 10, it tends to be better in terms of your adrenal system. But you really have to learn to listen to your body. If you need to take naps, you need to take naps. If you take naps and you like to to sleep longer, then you sleep longer. The biggest problem we see in adrenal fatigue is a lot of people have what we call autonomic imbalances, and so they become wired and tired. They cannot go to sleep when they need to, and they wake up in the middle of the night. So when you have that kind of cycle, it really sets up a very dysregulated circadian rhythm. Now, that's a separate problem from immune system. It does lower the immune system, and that's why people that don't have good rest, they tend to get infections more frequently and tend to have them stay around. But we have to resolve that, and there's a separate discussion on how to deal with sleep. But suffice to say that right now, that sleep is very important. Don't fight it. If you feel you need it, just go ahead and take it. Some people take the nap and they cannot sleep at night, in which case you just have to kind of back off. And there are many, many sleep aids. But we have to warn you, because sleep aids sometimes can be beneficial, but sometimes it also can backfire, especially if you're in the advanced stage of adrenal fatigue. It can actually behave paradoxically or have exaggerated response. So if you're in that situation, just give us a call and we'll guide you through on what to do, okay? Because everyone is very different. Mm-hmm.
Right. So getting good sleep will help regulate your cytokine production and help regulate that inflammation and that goes on in your immune system. Next, we're going to talk about a positive attitude. And we all know how important this is, especially at this time when you're staying home and you just feel like sometimes your liberty is lost. We want to make sure you have a good mood, because a negative attitude can actually bring more stress and worry. And we know that that isn't good for your adrenals. So think of your immune system kind of like warriors and soldiers on the front lines of defense for your body. They want to be inspired when they go into battle, and they want a rousing, uplifting, positive speech and attitude in order for them to really fight well. So don't dwell on the bad things that can happen. Focus on the positives. Some other things you could do is unplug from news if it's just overwhelming, right? Sometimes too much news, they only talk about the bad things. What you want to do is focus on the good things. So take out a piece of paper, write on your journal what you're actually grateful for. Because studies have shown that when you are actually writing down what you're grateful for, you can actually stay joyful. You have a more balanced cortisol level. So that's a good thing to try if you're wanting to have more of a positive attitude.